Election periods in Ghana are characterized by calls for peace and lowering of tensions. This is sometimes largely as a result of the statements by some political leaders, which sometimes lead to pockets of violence before, during and after general elections in the country since 1992. BBC 24's Abdul Hai Momen has been to Tamale and reports that many of the young people in that part of the country have promised not to engage in any act of violence during the November polls.
There is a general perception that Ghana has achieved remarkable success in consolidating her democracy by conducting 6 general elections in the Fourth Republic without widespread violence since 1992. Yet, every 4 years, the lead-up to the elections are always characterized by tensions and acrimony. The 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana paved the way for free speech and expression, which has been strengthened by the repeal of the criminal libel law.
You come to ninth of the place. So watch out, get the drive time because we come to ninth of Tamale Metropolis.
Most political actors tend to abuse the freedom of speech enshrined in the Constitution by using abusive words and insulting their political opponents, especially on the airwaves and during political campaigns. The persistent use of intemperate language affects the quality of policy discourse and also creates tension at every election year. Faced with the use of indecorous language at every election year, a common feature of elections in Ghana is the numerous appeals for peace from all sections of society. But the question is, do the politicians really heed to these calls? In the year 2000, during the elections, a nasty incident happened here in Tamale, exactly at this point known as Abuabo, where supporters of the NDC and the MPP clashed. In this clash, several people were injured, and a young man lost his life in the process. That sparked off a series of violent activities leading up to the 2004 elections, the 2008 elections recorded violence in these same areas, and in the 2012 elections, these areas were still not left out when the roll call was made for violent areas. The NDC and the MPP are the 2 major political parties in this part of the country. They are perceived to have vigilante groups that fight for them during elections.
Our security agencies must be seen to be acting neutrally. If complaints are made and they act on it, these vigilante groups will not exist. In Talensi, I was in Talensi. I saw with my naked eyes military officers taking weapons, AK-47 from civilians. As we speak, nobody has been prosecuted. So what are you telling the other political parties? Even though, as a party, we will not encourage these things, but we will also urge the state security agencies to live up to their tasks and responsibilities to ensure that they treat people fairly, and that those who are caught, offending the law must be prosecuted or brought to book. It will deter others from even engaging in that.
The NDC is perceived to have a vigilante group in the northern region known as the Azoka Boys. However, the NDC's Northern Regional Director in charge of elections, Tanko Rashid Computer, says there is no such group in the NDC.
It's a misconception. There's nothing like Azoka Boys. What people don't understand is Azoka is the chairman of the NDC. Before he became chairman, he was a deputy youth organizer, regional. So as a regional youth organizer, what do you expect? He's in charge of the youth. He organizes the youth. So all the youth groups were under him. So any youth group under him is known as Azoka Boy. If you are working with him, you are a boy of Azoka. For instance, you are here, you are a reporter. If you become a friend of Azoka today and you are working with him, they'll call you Azoka Boy.
What does he encourage, quote unquote, those boys to do?
He's one of the most peaceful human beings I've ever met.
Evidence from Talensi, for instance.
Talensi was a makeup of the NPP.
The Northern Regional Police Command says it is leaving no stone unturned in the bid to ensure peaceful elections in the region.
We are doing everything possible to ensure that we build that kind of trust between the police and the political parties. We have already started engaging with the various political parties, especially their youth groups. As you are aware, there is a penchant for the various political parties, apart from the security that the police provide, to also provide some vigilante groups who go about monitoring and trying to foment trouble during the election. So we are in talks with the various political parties, both at the national and the regional levels. And we want to ensure that on that day, it is only the security services, I mean the police, the military, who will be on standby, and then our sister security agencies who will be solely responsible for election security.
Tension starts to mount when foot soldiers, mostly the youth of both parties, start trailing each other from one polling station to the other, accusing the other of attempting to rig the election. Some of the youth in Tamale say this year they will not allow any political party or individual to use them for any such activity.
So many guys are in town. Some lose their life. Some lose their life. Now their children, they are suffering. I have one girl, sister here. She lose her leg. But today, what is she doing? I'm a welder. I have my own handwork. So if only government can help me to continue my work or do something which can create my work, therefore that's what I'll do. But not go and fight for somebody to lose your leg or hand. For that thing there, I don't think I can do it.
Some people die out of that. No, I will not do that. That one, I will not fight for somebody.
I don't think I can sit down, somebody will come and fool me to go in. To swear somebody or kill somebody because of him to get food and go and sacrifice in family. I don't think I will do that kind of things.
While Ghana is often said to be a model of democratic values and stability in Africa, Ghanaians cannot afford to be complacent about peace and security. Events in countries such as Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and many others should perhaps act as an incentive to Ghanaians to tread with care and reflection as the election approaches. Abdulhai Moment, GBC 24, Tamale.